against COVID. India today completed more than 1 crore vaccination doses. Sorry, ये लाइव तो नहीं चला रहे हो ना?
नहीं,
ठीक है.
do it again right from the starting. Right from the starting, sir, that would be better.
सर वापस नहीं करना.
हाँ, sir.
नहीं, ये अंग्रेजी का है ना?
Yes, sir.
दोबारा स्टार्टिंग से करेंगे.
Yes.
बट इट इज नॉट लाइव ना?
No,
It's
no,
not like
no,
this.
no.
ठीक है. एक्चुअली छोटा करने के चक्कर में प्रॉब्लम होती है ना, तो माइंड में एडिट करना पड़ता है. Today is a very historic day and a very satisfying day in our fight against COVID and for COVID vaccinations. India has given more than 1 crore doses to its health workers and frontline workers today, and it has been done in 34 days, which is the second fastest COVID vaccination rate in the whole world. Today is a very important day in the history of our fight against COVID and vaccinations against COVID. India today completed more than 1 crore vaccination doses. Sorry, ये लाइव तो नहीं चला रहे हो ना?
नहीं,
ठीक है.
do it again right from the starting. Right from the starting, sir, that would be better.
सर वापस नहीं करना.
हाँ, sir.
नहीं, ये अंग्रेजी का है ना?
Yes, sir.
दोबारा स्टार्टिंग से करेंगे.
Yes.
बट इट इज नॉट लाइव ना?
No,
It's
no,
not like this.
no.
तो ठीक है. एक्चुअली छोटा करने के चक्कर में प्रॉब्लम होती है ना, तो माइंड में एडिट करना पड़ता है. Today is a very historic day and a very satisfying day in our fight against COVID and for COVID vaccinations. India has given more than 1 crore doses to its health workers and frontline workers today, and it has been done in 34 days, which is the second fastest COVID vaccination rate in the whole world. For doing this, we had organized 2.11 lakh sessions, 62 lakh healthcare workers. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Honorable Union Minister of Health, Dr. Vardhan ji, Mrs. Nutan Goel, spouse of Honorable Health Minister, Mr. S. Pandilpon, Minister of Health and Family Welfare, Government of Nagaland, other distinguished dignitaries and officials. It is our honor and privilege to welcome and host all of you in CIHSR Dimapur. Sir, we noticed the excitement and significance of this visit from the Twitter update which you posted early this morning regarding the visit of your visit to Nagaland. We are indeed deeply indebted to you for keeping CIHSR in your travel itinerary. For over 13 years, the CIHSR team has had the privilege of being steward of this more than 100 acres of healthcare facility campus in collaboration with the government of Nagaland. And we are so privileged that along with the initiatives that is taken by the Health and Family Welfare Department under your leadership and also the leadership of Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, we have seen a lot of progress in the health care delivery system also and the services which is being provided. And to let us know more about the venture, the journey that we have been taking in CIHSR for the last 13 years, I'd like to invite Dr. Sedevi Angami, Director CIHSR, to further enlighten us about this venture. Thank you.
of NMC?
I'm a member of the autonomous board. One of the autonomous boards, the accreditation and ratings board.
Accreditation and ratings board.
Yeah, Dr. Achal Gulati. Okay. Okay. Good evening, and we're absolutely delighted to have our Honorable Union Health Minister, Dr. Vardhan, and his wife, Mrs. Nutan Goyal, and also we're very grateful to have our Minister of Health, Mr. Pang Yu Pom, and also all the other dignitaries from the state coming and visiting us. We've been looking forward to this for not a very long time because this notice came quite short, and but we are really looking forward to what our health minister would talk about his plans and dreams about developing the health in our part of the country. And so I'm sure we'd like to listen to him, but just before that I would like to share a little bit about our hospital and what we've been doing here for the last 13 years. Actually, this place was conceived in the 1980s and early 90s, and to be a referral hospital. So they planned it with a 500 bedded hospital, and what happened was some things went wrong, and for about 14 years nothing took place. And then finally some of our friends came and decided, why don't we start something in Dimapur so that people from here don't need to go all the way to Delhi or South India to be able to receive management. So we came together as the CIHSR, and the vision was to develop Christ-centered leadership in healthcare, transforming communities through compassion, innovation, and excellence. Our motto is serve, nurture, and transform, and the objectives were have a center of excellence in healthcare, and so we worked very hard towards that, to develop an institute of learning which is quite innovative and relevant to the needs of this location, to develop medical leadership for Northeast India. And we realized that good leadership, one good person in the right place can make a major difference. And therefore our focus is really on developing leadership. So we are very aggressive in developing leadership amongst our staff. And we also realized that being in Dimapur, which is just at the foothills of Nagaland, we can't really make an impact in the health of our community and state because of the terrain and things like that. So we are looking very aggressively to partner with as many good people as possible in the state. So we keep looking for good people, and as soon as we meet them, we say, we want to work with you. How can we support you? And things like that. So we want to network with them so that we can make a change in our state. So in the peripheries of Nagaland, Eastern Nagaland, areas like that, we are trying to partner with various agencies. And we also want to develop a community of caring in this place, because we know that medicine in other parts of the country can be a cutthroat society, and it's a very ugly scene. And therefore we want to develop a community which cares for each other and demonstrates that we can live together well and thrive well. So this is a public-private partnership, and it's the first of its kind, where a major medical institution like Christian Medical College, Vellore, a mission organization known as EHA, or Emmanuel Hospital Association, which runs about 20 or so medical institutions across the North and Northeast India, predominantly in rural areas, and the government of Nagaland, they partner together to form a society and run this place. So EHA really works on our governance and networking. CMC Vellore works on our technical aspects and training. And so more than 50 of our staff are formally trained from CMC. Almost every department has one or two people from CMC. And the government of Nagaland has been very supportive of this initiative. And we are very grateful for all the help that we get from them. The society is the governing body. And the governor is our visitor. And actually the president of our society, so my boss is actually the chief secretary of Nagaland. And then a large number of people from the government constitute the governing body. And we have a board of directors, and we have several committees which run this place. If you look at, this is a drone map of our institute, and we are situated on about 130 acres of land, and this place is the nursing college where we are seated right now. Major part of the building is around this here. This is a private ward, the diagnostic block, the ward block, and then these are OPDs, these are utilities. This is a girls' hostel. Our campus is around like this, and we have a river here which threatens our embankment. It's quite a dangerous river. And if you look at the Google map, so this is 130 acres of land. So this area is 100 acres, and within this is the built-up area is approximately 50%. And there's also here, there's a building here coming up, which is the NCDCs. And we also have another 30 acres of land here, just about 200 meters away, which is actually, that's available for further growth. And this area is totally left out for what the government had planned to be a medical college in the future. And that's something which we still look forward towards. So we are currently a 200-bedded secondary level hospital, a few tertiary care staff. We have a college of nursing, and we've just gained NABH entry level certification, and all of us are working very hard towards the full certification. So we also have a cancer care center. We got some funding from the Tata Trust, and we have a LINAC, and a large number of patients now come here. We are fully staffed, and a large number of patients are free actually. They're getting Ayushman Bharat treatment. And hemodialysis center is also another one, which we have 12 machines now. Again, a large number of people are on Ayushman Bharat. So people who would have earlier died are now living, and so we're very happy to provide this service. And we partner with the government in this area. We hope that we can also develop a nurse technologist course, which is not there in the country, because this appears to be the major need in the country. We also have a state-of-the-art laboratory. We are, I hope we can show you this. It's a fairly high-quality one, and we have quality assurance programs with various organizations. Recently, during this COVID crisis, the government of Nagaland funded a BSL-2 lab here, so that now we can do the RT-PCR test, and it's a very nice laboratory which in the future can be used for a lot of other research activities. So some of the ongoing projects right now, we are trying to develop a regional paramedical institute. And also, this is an administrative building which we hope we can start. We're just trying to get a modular OTs functional. It's about to get commissioned. And as far as our statistics is concerned, we have been steadily growing. We see about 450 patients a day. And in the summers, it's more. It comes to about 800 or so. And winters, it's a bit less. Last year, obviously, because of COVID, and the previous year, because of CAA riots and things like that, the numbers were a bit limited. So the average length of bed stay is about 4 days, and occupancy might be about little over 60%. We have a lot of patients from Assam. In fact, about 40% of our patients used to come from Assam. The community health department is a very active and vibrant department. They have adopted 3 blocks of Dimapur district. They are going to start community-based rehabilitation and community mental health, linking with the Nagaland State Rural Livelihood Program, trying to work on several projects, and also involved with non-communicable diseases. And then, of course, the other usual things that community health people do. They're trying to develop a vibrant school health program. And what we hope to do is to develop several health champions in the communities, so that in case we push out, then they will continue to be able to do the work. During the COVID crisis, we were very heavily involved. We have conducted more than 20 training workshops across Dimapur, linking with government, churches, faith-based organizations. We developed more than 20 educational pamphlets, materials which we gave to the government and various organizations. The BSL-2 lab conducted more than 30,000 tests. We had put in about 10 of our staff paid by our own hospital. and we conducted more than 30,000 tests. We worked very hard. We also developed the first COVID care center in Nagaland, and we ran it again at our own cost, and then after 3 months we handed it over back to the government. We also provided a lot of telemedicine facilities to the CHOs, to the health and wellness centers across the state, and we are still continuing to do the same, and that is also free. We've also provided a lot of information and guidance to the government, and also bridged a lot of communication gaps between the private and government sector, where there was a lot of misinformation and unhappiness. And we also provided a lot of training through the CMC COVID training course to several organizations, and it still continues. Our staff at CHSO, we're about 500 or so staff, and we have a DNB course. So we have we partner with the government in almost all the vertical programs, and we are the single largest provider for Ayushman Bharat in Nagaland, both in the private and the government sector. And in terms of finances, we are doing okay. We are able to break even, but our profit margin is very minimal. So we do not have enough money for big infrastructure. But as far as running our own services are concerned, we are able to manage salaries. We don't get one naya paisa from any other source from anywhere. So we don't even have an FCRA. So we don't get any foreign funds or any other source of income for our revenue expenditure. And we've been giving about 6% of our funds to charity. So more than 2 crores have been given in the last 1 year for charity. We run the College of Nursing. It's now 8 years complete, and our students are some of the best in the region now. They are very sought after, and they have 100% placement across the country. We have 5 allied health sciences courses, 3 of which are bachelors linked with the Nagaland University, and we have 3 DNB courses, postgraduate courses, and we have applied for 3 more. We also conduct lay leaders health training courses, and some with the Health Sector Skill Council, and postgraduate diploma in family medicine linked with CNC Bellow distance education. And we also run a special needs school for children with special needs. And we hope to develop into an integrated center for disability. This is one of the major needs in Nagaland, which is very badly neglected, and so we've put up a proposal for this. We plan for several courses for allied health sciences, and this is one area which is a major need, and I think we hope we can supply a lot of people to the state through this. Our plans are we're also hoping to develop a CAT lab very soon for angiography, blood bank, and to develop into a good health training center for the state of Nagaland. We also feel that we can provide radiation safety and quality assurance services for the state. And one of the things which is a major need in the country and also in Nagaland is a biomedical network, engineering network. So if we can start a state biomedical engineering network which can support all the centers, health and wellness centers, all the districts, train people and support them, then I think it will be a major help so that people in the peripheries can can work with good equipment, which otherwise would have been languishing and they won't be able to provide health needs because it's just not working because of a loose connection. And that is something which we have the ability to do. So in terms of the future, we feel that if we can upgrade CHSR to be a major training and support center to the state and the region in all aspects, curative, preventive and promotive areas, then it will be a major source of help to the state, the health of the state. And this, I think, is a major need in Nagaland as all parts of the country. We would also like to engage much more intensely and dynamically with civil society in health. We're already doing part of it, but we need to do much more. This hospital was actually started with the intention that one day it might become a medical college. And a large number of people in the state still do feel that this is the most ideal location to have a medical college in terms of the area, connectivity, the infrastructure which is already existing. And I think if the government thinks in terms of a third medical college in Nagaland, then this might be a good option. And with that, we might be able to fulfill the dreams and hopes of the people who conceived this project in the beginning. And finally, we would like to be a free channel of resources of the world to the state and the region. We are placed in a location where we are very fortunate and very privileged. And we feel that we cannot stay here alone. We must give back to the state and to the people who have entrusted us with this responsibility of running this place. So with that, I would like to close, and I'd like to thank you, sir, for coming and visiting us. And we would like to listen to you now about some of your plans and your dreams for our state. And after that, we would like to have a time of interaction. So I would like to hand over the time to you, sir, to kindly address us.
Hello.
My dear Health Minister of Nagaland, also the Health Secretary of Nagaland, Dr. Mumil, and all the other senior people who are gracing this occasion right now. I understand that there are faculty members, senior consultants, people from the nursing college, and some guest media people. A lot of people, I wish I had the time to, in fact, get introduced to each one of you personally. But I can see that there is a very distinguished gathering. And whatever little bit I knew about this institution before coming here, I think after looking at the presentation that has been made, I was highly impressed and delighted that this is a good institution which has number one, a huge potential also, and it has a huge ambition also. You have mentioned about so many things that you wish to accomplish in the future. So unless you have a dream, and unless you have a plan, unless you have a vision and an aim, you don't achieve it. So at least that is heartening. It's heartening to know that you at least have a plan, you at least have a dream in your mind. So the first thing that I would say that keep pursuing your realization of your dream, and for accomplishment of what you actually want this institution to be converted into. Because no doubt in a place like Nagaland, institutions like this, they are a great blessing for the people. And there is a progress that has been achieved over the years. I think the institution could have a further brighter future. That's what I would like to say at this particular moment. You know, at the moment India is witnessing a huge reform process under the able guidance of our Prime Minister. And since 2014, when he has taken over, there are a lot of activities happening in almost every field in the country. There is a, I would say, extreme focus from the Prime Minister's heart for the northeastern states in particular. I say that with lot of conviction because I have been part of this cabinet for over, it's now the 7th year in continuity, and almost in every cabinet, for some reason or the other, there is always a dialogue which happens for the development of Northeast for various sectors of the development, people's welfare, economic upliftment, and then ensuring that there is a good sense of high level integration that is achieved. Is all the gaps of all natures, they have to actually ultimately vanish. And the progress that has been made, not particularly in Nagaland, but overall in the northeastern states in the last 6-7 years, that itself would justify the statement that has been made by me, and it speaks volumes about the commitment of the Prime Minister. This visit also for me to Nagaland is primarily to lay the foundation stone of a medical college tomorrow. And I do not want to name so many programs that have been initiated right now, including this medical college that is going to be the foundation stone of which is going to be laid. At the moment, from 2014 till now, there are almost 157 new medical colleges that are coming up in various parts of India, and over 30,000 MBBS seats and over almost 20,000 PG seats. They have all been increased. So many new DLB courses, so many new schemes to ensure that you are yourself, you are part of the National Medical Commission. You know that this is probably the greatest reform for medical education in recent history. The original MCI was started not in 1956 but in the 30s by Dr. B.C. Roy at the time of the Britishers. But in fact, this particular government, it has a huge focus for health. Apart from everything, the time doesn't permit for me to talk about other things. Even for health also, it will require the whole day to talk about all aspects of health. The way the Ayushman scheme, our Ayushman health scheme has become, I would say it's probably the most ambitious program of ensuring universal health coverage or moving in that direction in the whole world. And by now, over 1.5 crore people, I think it's more than 1.6 crores now, admissions all over the country for poor people. You see, it was a dream for a poor person to be able to get a treatment worth 5 lakh rupees in any of the 24,000 hospitals in the country, in the private or the government sector, and you can walk in. If you live in Dimapur, and if you go and visit Delhi or for that matter Mumbai or any other place in the country, and if you fall within that list of those 55 to 60 crore people, poor people, you can walk into any of those 24,000 hospitals and get the best possible tertiary care treatment. So this is something which was unimaginable 2 years ago. But this has happened now, and this is happening. And so many things like that are actually happening, and the way country, including this particular state, fought against COVID, that has brought, I think, a lot of glory to our health professionals. nurses, they continue to protect and save the lives of others. They are risking their own lives, they are actually saving the lives of others. So, and last 1 year we have seen, because of the joint effort of all of us, we continue to have the least fatality rate in the whole world. We continue to have the best recovery rate in the whole world, and almost 1 crore, over 1 crore 9 lakh people got COVID, and we could see today that 1 crore 6 lakh have recovered, gone back home. And a large number of those active cases, they are on road to recovery to go back home. So this is, and then the way, along with the COVID warriors, our scientists also rose to the occasion. We have all seen how we could scale up our testing facilities. You could also tell us about the establishment of the biosafety lab too. And so many things, it happened all over the country. From a journey which started with 1 lab in Pune to almost 2,400 labs right now. And anywhere in the country, 97% of the country today is like this, that if you travel 3 kilometers, you can find a place where you can get yourself tested for COVID. And we could, in the shortest possible time, the country could with the help of the scientists, develop the vaccines, who have already been given clearances. They have already been given to the healthcare professionals, frontline workers. And I may tell you that there are at least 20 vaccines, because I happen to be the Science and Technology Minister also, who looks after biotechnology and other aspects. So I know that there are at least 24 vaccines, either in preclinical or in phase 3 or phase 2 or phase 1. And some of them are likely to come in the next few months for the people of the country and the world to actually avail the benefit of the vaccine. We have already, immunized over, I would say, 12 million, 120 lakh doses have been given, with more than 10 million people being given, already given the vaccine. And now the most historic part of this is starting on in the next few days. When I go back, the very next day I am going to launch the new, the revised COVID application, where everybody above 60 or anybody above 45 with comorbidity, he can just take an appointment and get vaccine at a nearby hospital, and that number of those hospitals is also going to be in thousands all over the country. So this is what is, and then it's not we are helping India. You will be happy to know we have already supplied vaccine to over 25 countries. More than 45-50 countries are asking us to please give us the vaccine. Yesterday itself I had a meeting with the Brazilian Science and Technology Minister. He is on a visit to India, and yesterday afternoon they have already given the vaccine to Brazil. You know how developed and big Brazil is, and he was asking me for more vaccines, a few more million vaccines. So this all we could do, because as a country we all had put in our heart and soul. And I can only tell you that Prime Minister Modi is very passionate about developing the health infrastructure of the country. That is why, if you have seen this year's budget, there is a huge focus on health issues. The focus on ensuring potable water, the focus on strengthening the sanitation issues, the focus on strengthening the nutritional needs of the society, and then of course focus on so many other aspects of health. There are almost 137% increase in the health budget of the country. So I can only tell you that with the type of focus that the present government has right now and on health issues particularly, and the type of the intention that the government of India has about the development of northeastern states in every sector, there is a good chance that if you start dreaming about something and if you start working about the realization of that dream in a consistent manner, you are likely to achieve success one day. And we have some of those ambitious programs for the coming years, and one of the important programs is, of course, the elimination of tuberculosis in the country 5 years ahead of our national goal. The national goal is 2030, but we are wanting that to be done by 2025. And of course, achieving, more than 90%, almost 100% universal vaccination for children in the universal immunization program, issues related to maternal mortality, etc., and then so many other diseases, and then the strengthening of the infrastructure at the grassroots level. You yourself mentioned about the health and wellness centers. There is a very ambitious plan to create 1.5 lakh health and wellness centers, and we want these health and wellness centers to become, models of not only preventive and positive and promoting health, but we want a social movement around health to develop at these, and we want institutions like this all over the country to become mentor institutions for these health and wellness centers. You yourself mentioned on the slide about the telemedicine facilities that we have provided. But if hospitals like this, they take up a slightly bigger and a slightly more, I would say, visionary role of not being confined to the boundaries of this particular institution, but overseeing what is happening around in the district hospitals, in the community health centers, in the sub-centers, in the health and wellness centers that are developing. So it will in fact give a huge boost to the health sector of the country, and of course ensuring that we are ultimately able to move slowly and steadily, of course maintaining quality and everything towards the health for all goals, achievement of universal health coverage. Health, I have worked in health for almost 4 or 5 decades in number of positions, right from medical college to having worked in medical associations, as health minister in Delhi, then as an advisor with WHO for many years for the Southeast Asian countries, and then of course Union Health Minister in 2014 also for some time, and now also. So I know that India has a huge potential, India has a huge DNA, and huge experience also, and a huge manpower, huge infrastructure. Nobody in this world ever believed that we could save our country from COVID. People who had come to us in March and April from abroad, they had predicted that India will have more than 300 million cases, India will have more than 6 million deaths, and so many things people had predicted for India. How is India going to control its villages? How is India going to control the tribal areas? How is it going to control the rural areas or the suburban areas? But we could do it because we have the potential and we have the DNA to do it. So I can keep on and on. I don't know because health is such a subject, but certainly government of India is not that you are far away from Delhi. You are in our hearts, and whenever we think there, we think about the whole country, and we try to keep our vision of ensuring that even the last man
at the most distant place, even in the tribal area, there is a government which can certainly look after them. So you know that through the National Health Mission and other schemes, there are so many schemes around which, and if according to the public health norms of 2011, if a government gets all its health facilities examined, and if you can really put up good quality proposals of improving your infrastructure, the government is more than happy to support and help. So the state governments also have to be like on board, and they have also have to put in some efforts to really examine at their facilities and see that we are able to upgrade them to a level, at least to a level which has been described as minimum norms in the public health activity. India has a very ambitious goal. 2022, we want to deliver a new India to Indians by the time we enjoy the 75 years of our independence. And then, of course, in the coming years, so many goals like the one I mentioned about tuberculosis elimination, and there are other goals about other diseases. So all the programs, they are very well-defined programs now. And for every program to achieve its and to reach its goal, there are well-defined strategies. To achieve good quality immunization, Mission Indonesia already working in that direction. You already know about it. To improve the medical education, on one side is the National Medical Commission, on another side is the National Board of Examinations to improve the standards of postgraduate education. And on the third side is the creation of all these medical colleges. And aiding this is the creation of the super specialty institutions like the AIMS. We started with one AIMS. Atalji, our former Prime Minister, took it to 6, and Prime Minister Vardhan from 6 has taken it to 22. Now 22 AIMS in the country are in various processes of development. So it's a huge strategy around which things are working, and then strengthening of these health facilities in the field. So this institution, whatever I could learn, it has, I think, with the campus that you have got, and with your, you said there's a NCDC building also coming up.
Yes, sir. It's
That is the
about a year now that it is being built.
I know the problem, but he's mentioning about that NCDC,
Disease campus.
National Center for Disease Control.
Yes, disease campus.
Anyway, we'll not discuss the problem here right now, but he mentioned it in that. So anyway, keep the good work on, have good dreams, keep working for realization of those dreams, and one day you will certainly have success. And I have a personal experience. I started my public life in '93, and in '93 December, 17 days after that, I went to a function and somebody told me that some pediatricians in fact requested me that why don't you work for a polio-free India? We are running from pillar to post and nobody is listening to us. And India was home to 60% of the polio cases. It was a tall order. And when we started dreaming about it, then I had the, when I started working, we started only with 4 people in Delhi. And we could do it in Delhi. It became a national program next year in '95. It became a program of the Southeast Asia in '96. And it became a program of Africa because India could do it. And today when I talk to you, 21, we are already a polio-free certified nation from So the point that I'm trying to make, even in seemingly impossible things, they become part of your dreams. And if you work around them, then there is a good amount of likelihood of success that you can achieve. That is what I can say about your institution without having visited, but whatever I could see from the presentation that has been made. So wish you all good luck and thanks for your participation in this meeting today.
Thank you, sir. Why they have one
फोन करेगा फोन करेगा वीडियो
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for that words of hope and encouragement. And